Hi, everybody. It's Jeroslyn JoVonn. And this week, I have the pleasure of speaking with WeTV's own Tai Simpson from the new During Lockup show. It's a hit. How are you?
Hi, I'm great, honey. Thank you for having me.
Of course, of course. Well, everybody's tuned into the show. I think it's up to episode 3 now. And you're a standout. You're a sure standout on the show. And I want to know what inspired you, what made you decide to sign up for the show?
I never signed up.
What happened?
I never signed up for the show. I was dating guys that were probably like in 3 different cities. Yeah, because this was pre-COVID, so you could actually go to the jail. And I was just looking to carpool. So I'm on this Facebook group. And I'm putting different addresses and like, okay, this weekend I'm gonna go visit here. Who going this way? This weekend I'm going. And I did not know that they have people who like look at this, like from the networks, the production companies, and they found me and they was sending me stuff to my email. I thought it was phishing or spam. Girl, I was in school too. I never opened that shit. I'm like, they ain't not about to hack my email. I'm not opening this. And one day my homegirl was throwing shade. And she was like, you always down at that jail, bitch. You need to be on this show. And she sent me a screenshot. I'm like, why do I know this name, this email? I know this name. And I typed it in my email and it showed up where they had been emailing me. And then I just reached out like, y'all been looking for me? And they're like, yeah. And they're like, yeah. I'm like, okay.
So they were aware that you were dating men in prison and they were seeking you out.
Mm-hmm. I had no clue. And they actually, I'm going to tell you, they interviewed me and turned me down because they said, oh, well, for this show, you have to have a come home date. Girl, I wasn't trying to be on TV. I was trying to become a mortician. I wasn't thinking about TV. So I was like, okay, because it almost seemed like too good to be true anyways. I'm like, they don't look up for me. They turned me down. And have you seen the clip where I had the leopard on and I'm sitting down? I said, I'm shuffling the deck and throwing out the cards. I was bald-headed as hell, had a short haircut. You seen that picture, that clip?
Yeah.
Well, that's because they had asked me, they had reached back out to me like the day before and was like, no, the producers would like to talk to you. I'm like, no, I'm not dating anybody with a come home date. They're like, it's okay. They didn't tell me they had changed it to During Lockup. They didn't tell me that.
Right. Okay.
So they just wanted to hear my story again. So I'm like, okay, whatever. And so I didn't think that shit was going to get aired. Girl, I would have got my hair done at least. I'd have threw on a wig. Girl, I'm sitting there with the broom in the background looking like straight projects. Like,
but I'll say outside of that, you look slayed every other time.
Keep watching.
Oh,
Listen, because them eyebrows, it's a couple episodes where I don't know, but see, I'm still learning how to, I've never been like a makeup person, but as I'm getting older, especially, I really adore a nice makeup. Like just something you ain't got to be extra, but something natural. Baby, the eyebrows.
Oh no, girl. I made the mistake one time. I went to work. I forgot to draw my eyebrows.
Yours are beautiful.
Thank you. But my coworkers was like, oh girl, don't ever do that again.
Listen,
don't ever leave the house.
Looks crazy. And then you got to remember this shit, it's on TV, but this is my real life. Right. So we filmed. Okay, it's hot. I'm trying to hold my stomach in. I got the jacket on. Like, they ain't gonna show these back rows and this flat booty on camera. Girl, I got on a damn body magic trying to look good. And now this bitch, excuse my French, playing on my phone all day. This episode that's coming up on y'all gonna be like, who is that?
That's you're saying who's that? Oh, who you're in that scene, how you look in that scene.
Mm-hmm. And then I was getting a bridge done on my tooth, and they gotta build it. And I forgot. And I'm like talking like, fuck that.
Oh Lord. Oh
girl,
Lord.
But I'm like, it's okay. Everybody don't, you're not, but it helped me as a woman.
Yeah.
When I seen those episodes where I didn't like how I looked, I remembered who the hell on earth said I had to be perfect all the time.
Right. That's right.
And that helped me. It helped me. So I'm like, y'all wanted the real.
And it's called the glow up for a reason. Like the whole beauty, how you choose to represent yourself. That's a gradual progression. I was just looking at old pictures of myself, and I'm like, oh my gosh, my wig was so bad, and I didn't know how to do my makeup. But it is what it is, like that's just where I was at that time. And
but and I'm like, now I'm like, y'all gonna get the real. Y'all wanted the real. Where there you go.
This is the beauty. This is the beauty of the show that you're on. For those of us that love after lockup, life after lockup, love during lockup, it's the transparency, the realness, the authenticity. This is what we're getting. So now we're introduced to you. You're the only one on this show that has more than one guy that you're talking to. So going onto the show, did you let your spouses know?
Oh, child. Girl, blame it on editing. Listen, all I'm gonna say is this. I was like, so I was very careful with my words.
Mm-hmm.
And I said to BB, honestly, BB and I are in a place where he knows I date other men. He gave me the okay to because of the amount of time that he was given. The difference is he was not aware that I was going to also date other men in prison. So that was a bit of like, bitch, I gave you the okay, but you still dating men that's in jail. What the fuck is wrong with you? You know what I mean? But that's because I was never honest with him prior to he and I dating, that I had only been dating inmates. Mm-hmm. He didn't know that. So he didn't know that side of me, but he does now. And he's okay. I think he's okay with it. He hasn't really expressed that it bothers him, but I think he thinks I'm a little bit cuckoo, a little bit. And then Hottie knew, Hottie knew, can you hear me, baby? Hottie knew about BB and I ending our relationship, and he knows that I love BB, but he does not know how much in contact me and BB and I are. So that he don't know yet. Like, I've been blaming it on editing. I'm like, no, it's edited.
Well, all it's gonna take is, one of Hottie's cousins or somebody who's
Girl,
watching.
It's already happening. But the guys who I deal with that I don't consider myself monogamous with, and this is me, until it's a ring on my finger,
right?
Intimately, I'm not gonna spread myself thin. I'm not laying up on the phone having sex talk with Tom, Joe, this person, that. I'm not doing that. I'm saving that for Hottie, sometimes BB, whatever, sneaky link. But the other men that I have gotten to know and that I'm dealing with and that I might buy a package or two for, and the ones who I take calls from, I don't owe them anything. They don't owe me anything. They can date who they want to date, and I'm gonna date who I want to date. But Hottie, he better walk motherfucking right. And that's the problems that we're having in the last couple episodes.
Right. We're seeing that. So, I mean, before we get into that, I wanted to ask, when did you start choosing to date inmates and why?
It's kind of hard to pinpoint why, because it wasn't a decision. Like, I didn't just wake up and say, I'm only going to date inmates. Mm-hmm. But I started to enjoy dating inmates when I was living in Atlanta, and I didn't even realize that it was because they were inmates, but I had gained, we fluctuate. I was really heavy. I was kind of like functionally depressed and didn't realize it. Finances were grim, and Plenty of Fish was the thing. Everybody went on Plenty of Fish. I liked Plenty of Fish because I could be who I wanted to be. I'm posting old ass pictures. I'm skinny. Like, I know for a fact I was never going to go meet up with these people, but it was fun. And I started meeting inmates. I don't know why or how, but it was a lot of people in jail had phones, and they was like, I was finding dudes. And I think the reason why I was meeting so many dudes in jail at that time mainly was because I wasn't trying to come, and they didn't want me to come because they were too far.
Right.
So it was just like really easy just to be a companion. And I needed it at that time. I needed to have something to look forward to. Even though I have beautiful kids who make me smile, I don't care what nobody say. We also need somebody to call us beautiful in a different manner. We also need somebody to plan stuff with, even if we know it ain't gonna never happen. I wanted you to tell me how you was gonna take me to Paris. and make me the happiest woman on earth, even though I knew we wasn't going. I knew these things weren't going to happen. I like to hear it, you know? So that's what got me going. And then I started to just meet people who I actually genuinely, I won't say fell in love with right away, but grew to love, you know?
And so now with you, dating different guys, and we're gonna get into Hottie. You were mentioning that you like send packages on average. How much do you spend to help out anybody that you're interested in?
Yeah, if it's a state jail, it's very easy. I'm gonna go to the dollar store and build a package. T-shirts, oatmeal, noodles, certain things that I know won't spoil because they don't have no, like my one friend, he don't have no refrigerator. But I sent him stuff. They used to could get body wash and stuff, but you can't do that anymore. But $50 a package. You know what I'm saying? $50 a package. And if I'm ever in a position where I feel like I'm being used,
right,
I end it or I voice it and we're done. But there's also inmates who done sent me money. Plenty of it. Like I'll be like, I need to go to the grocery store and wait till Friday. Why you gotta wait till Friday? I'm sending you something Western Union. I've been provided for. You know what I mean? And I'm not talking about provided for like purses and bags. I'm old as hell. Provided for, you paying for some groceries, you provide. You know what I mean?
Like, that counts for something. So, and so we're seeing you have a couple of people that you're talking to, but you're letting us know that you are really into Hottie. And there's someone else that's got your phone number and she's harassing you, calling you while you're at work, calling you while you're out on dates, calling you, blowing up your phone. And we're actually seeing you kind of engage with this woman. So who is the woman? What's the status?
Her name, the bitch name is Boston. She ghetto as hell. I don't know how to pronounce her real fucking name, but she's ghetto as fuck. She's a hood rat ass, stalking ass, bum ass bitch. And I'm not in the head. I don't believe in you going through something with your man, you take it out on a woman. Because where there's smoke, there's fire. The shit came from somewhere, right? We both know that the shit came from somewhere. But when you start playing on my phone, when you could have just called me like a woman and told me what you had to say, be it the truth or a lie, you had an option. But instead, you call my phone, I blocked the number. Actually, I was with the shit the first 2 times. Like, fuck this bitch calling me. And then after that, now you getting on my nerves, bitch. So now I'm blocking the number. You calling from different numbers. You calling from this number. You're texting from fake, like text numbers, text now numbers, and all of that shit. So it's like, bitch, just come to me. Bitch, where you want to meet? That's how I'm starting to feel. And the bitch just continuously draws it out. And I regret, and I did not realize just how childish I was until I watched the show. And I'm like, I don't want to change my number, but she was a reason to change my number.
Yeah.
She was a very good reason to change my number because fuck a date. The date with Angel, I hate to sing sound mean, but I ain't thinking about no man. I should have never, I worked too hard to get to where I am to allow this bitch to stress me out or make me look less than classy.
Right.
Work.
Right, exactly. Because it's all about, protecting your peace, and especially with even how you're choosing. I don't think there's anything wrong with how you're choosing to date, who you're choosing to date.
Thank you.
I actually respect that you can tell that you have the mindset of like, okay, like don't get caught up. And
Thank you.
You're paying attention to what they're giving you before you're choosing to give them. So when you did, we saw you go on the date, and I know you said fuck the date, but watching that date back, what did you think?
So embarrassed. But let's start from scratch. I thought my boobs were tucked in more than they were. That's number one. They was like, I look like a fucking, I looked like I was trying to be like hoish, I think a little bit. Cause I was like, why did I have that? It didn't look how it looked on Pinterest, first of all. So the plan went wrong. And then number two, the bar the restaurant / it's a steak bar. So it's like it's a bar that's high upscale in the area and it's Black owned. And I was excited to go there. But when I walked in, babe, I'm gonna be completely honest with you. I'm not really around people a lot. I don't mind it, but at work, those people don't see me, unfortunately. They might see me from heaven, but they don't see me when I'm, you know
That's
what I mean?
that's
And
right.
then like the people in the funeral home are kind of like me. Like they don't really go many, like we're just a little community. And so I haven't been on a date since BB, and it's probably been over 5, 6 years.
Mm.
And then prior to him, I hadn't been on a date since like 2010, 11. So I was very nervous and shaky, hoping I didn't fall down the stairs, hoping I didn't look stupid or say something stupid or get musty, anything. Like I was just so nervous. So I was saying stuff, and I'll just tell you, whenever I'm nervous, I look away or start blinking because I don't know why. I'm trying to work through that. But I was saying things that made absolutely no sense. I even kissed this man, and I shouldn't have fucking kissed him during COVID. Girl, it is COVID season, and I stuck my tongue down his throat just because I'm like, be normal, be normal, look good, look good. They watching you, look good. I really wanted to run and hide and go in the bathroom and just
Yeah.
like face die. Like, can we just do a FaceTime date?
Yeah.
It was scary.
It's cool that you're being honest about kind of like that social anxiety that you have, and at the same time the work you do is important. And some, we don't, you always think like, oh, oh my gosh, I could never be a mortician. But getting to know you, it helps us understand even how you're able to do the work that you do. And like not everybody is into that face-to-face
Thank you.
contact. And honestly, a lot of times with even being in a loving relationship, it is about how you make me feel and just the things you tell me and all of that. It doesn't always require us being together. And I dated an inmate once. I was young and we had met in person, and I was like, damn, we really hit it off. And then he just disappeared. And then I get a phone call and he's in Rikers. So
Mhm.
I was going to visit him. And then, eventually I was just like, okay, this is, you're in here for some real time. You're never going to get out, and I got to move on with my life. But at
Yes.
the same time, he made me feel so beautiful. He made me feel so loved. He made me like crave, like wanting to be around him. I would think about him all day without, him having to be there. And sometimes, when people talk about, oh, this person's dating somebody that's in jail, they might actually be happier than you with someone that you are living with, just because that person who's in jail is really making them feel loved.
Can I tell you something?
Go ahead. Go
I
ahead.
hope your name is beautiful.
Thank you.
When you experience death,
Mm.
not just from work where I'm getting this from, but when you experience death of someone you wish you could just call, you would exchange one phone call. Like, I know you can't be with me in the physical, but if you could call me, or I know you can't be with me at home and live a happy life with me, but if you could just write me, or if I could just see you for 30 minutes, it would make my life better. When you've experienced that, it's so easy to date a man in jail. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So to me, some death that I've seen and that I've experienced taught me to just, you don't have to give it away. Like, you don't have to give up on love because you can't have everything you want. That's called greed. Yeah, even if you deserve it. But if you really love somebody, it shouldn't matter if that person is in a jail, in a wheelchair. I've seen people stand by their husbands and wives in comas, you know?
Right.
Love is
It's unbreakable, regardless of
yeah.
the distance and the physical. So of your the guys that you're dating, who is actually set to get out first? And do you plan on maintaining a relationship with them in person?
I don't I want to tell you, but I can't because it could be a spoiler.
Oh, okay. Okay.
But but that comes up. That'll come up.
Okay. All right. And so have you, well, we see what's going on with Hottie, but have you noticed any red flags with anyone that you've dated and that you chose to, like, you know what? I'm done.
Yeah.
What are some red flags for you?
Red flags are monitoring when I can visit you,
Mm-hmm.
or asking for an amount of money that you really don't need,
Mm-hmm.
and being too easy to ask. Like when a man knows you have children, a real man gonna be like, "Nah, babe, I don't even need it. I don't need it."
Right.
Now, if I say no, this is my limit. This is what I can give you. Then feel free that when you deplenish what you needed, ask me again. If I say, babe, I can give you $50 a month. If you don't got no family, it's just me and you. I can give you $50 a month so you can get toiletries or you can get snacks. God put me in a predicament. By no means am I riding around in a fancy car. I got a fucking Mazda. Okay. By no means do I live in a mansion. But since I finished school, God blessed me to where I can survive. And anytime I've been in a place where I couldn't survive, He brought me out of it. He sent an angel. And I'm not saying that's what I am, but I'm saying if I can help somebody who I'm actually getting to know and dating and loving, I don't feel bad giving them a little something as long as it's not taken away from me. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Exactly. And we see you working hard, like
Thank,
working, bringing in your money, taking care of your kids. Like, we can see that is takes priority.
thank you.
But, mama got to have fun too.
Amen.
So are you watching the other storylines on the show? Are there any that stand out to you?
Yeah. First of all, I love the girl Indy. I love her because I don't know if her relationship is going to last or not. I don't know, if what's going to happen with her. But I love that she's taking a risk because she's doing something I'm kind of scared to do. Like she's telling her family, I don't give a fuck what none of y'all say. I'm going to Ohio with my man.
Mhm.
That's your daddy. Go ahead and call him daddy. Go. You got a new daddy. Like, I don't care what nobody say. When you are happy with your person, you should be able to show it off. I've always lived in a lie. I've always been like, no, he's he in the military.
Mm.
No, he just he in Germany right now, but when he get back, he'll come. Bitch, he is in fucking jail.
Not Germany.
Girl, I done had all type of shit. Instead of just being, I was embarrassed.
Mhm.
No, I love the fact that she lives in her truth.
Yeah.
So
What do you feel about like Haley and Dalton and
that's the baby with the Cruella DeVille.
with the Cruella DeVille? Are
Um,
the one
I
who's
think
not too far from you? Go ahead.
I think he fine as hell.
He
First, he is gorgeous,
is,
and
yes.
I think she's a beautiful young woman.
Yeah.
My only advice for her, and I would never judge her. I want the best for her is don't buy a house with his name on it.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's it. That's all. I hope she don't do that.
Right.
Just I don't ever want to see somebody come into something and lose everything they worked for or they gained. Because love hurt emotions, you can get over that shit. But a house and you got a baby, I would much rather her buy her house in her name. And once he marries her, that's different. If you want to add him or whatever. But I don't think that I don't want her to take that risk.
Right. And what about the other one that's standing out is gosh, her name is slipping, but she's in
Gabby,
Gabby and she's dating the one in Jersey, right?
yeah, she in Jersey. Gabby is so beautiful. I
Yeah.
do not think she's a gold digger. I think that Gabby is doing what the fuck she should do. I think that if any man is telling you, baby, I love you and I got this amount of money, even if it's not that much or if it is a lot, do what you want with it. And he trusts her to make the right decisions with it. Ain't nothing but a lesson learned if it don't work. You know
Right.
what I don't think she's doing nothing wrong.
I could only imagine though what like his family and friends when they're watching the
Yeah.
show back and hearing what she says, what they're going because I look, my all three of my brothers have been in jail. If I see any of them with talking to a girl that she's on the show and she's saying those things, I'm going, excuse me, she
Me too. Me too. I would
uh,
too. I just think that whatever. they have with each other. He's not in jail for a long time, I don't think.
Yeah, no, he should be out
So
in like the next 2
he's
years.
he not up against the wall to where he needs somebody.
Right.
So I just really love her. I think he really loves her. And he might just be one of those men who like, that's my little baby. I'm gonna take care of my little baby. Girl, be his baby. Cause
Yes.
how much we got here? Okay.
So what are we going to learn about you by season's end?
Oh God. Okay. You learned about me the same things I learned about me.
Wow.
It was so therapeutic, and I'm such a fucking crybaby. I try not to be. I learned a lot about things I could never talk about, things I could never say out my mouth, things I never even imagined. I even remembered enough to make a difference in who I am, good and bad.
Yeah.
And you are learning who Ty is, because I'm still learning, boo.
Yeah.
So,
I love it.
thank
I
you.
love your transparency. It's why I love shows like this. I'm also a huge advocate for prison reform.
Yes.
One of my younger brothers, he just got sent back, and a lot of times, like it's people like you, women like you, that really give these men hope, and they still deserve it, because they're being sent to these prisons and jails. They're not being rehabilitated.
At all.
You know, a big chunk of the men in there, I'm saying men, but women too, it's mental health issues that can
Yes.
be, if they just got some counseling, which they're not getting, all of it could be fixed, and they could be come out here, and the recidivism rates in America wouldn't be so high. I'm really passionate about that. I love this show. I'm here for the happiness and the joy that I know you're giving the people that you choose to let entertain you, because it's your choice. You're not allowing anybody to take advantage of you. You're taking care of your kids, you're getting your money, you're getting your education.
Thank you.
So keep thriving, and you giving us entertainment, girl.
Thank you. Thank you. Hopefully you bring me back. Bring me back after a couple more shows.
Okay.
And we'll have more to talk about.
Yeah, I love your transparency. So just
Thank
keep
you,
it up,
baby.
and keep loving yourself. Don't let all these haters, because at the end of the day, you're doing something that they couldn't do. And all they do, they're just watching you. And half of them, they probably, you wouldn't even be able to see them in person. They're probably just like, look, you know, those are typically the people that will say the most things about, because I don't have it in me to feel so strong about somebody to go on their page.
Girl,
and like, that's just like crazy.
I be seeing it like, oh my God, these folks is crazy.
Who raised you?
Exactly. Like, who did this to you?
Right.
Thank you, baby.
I'm so happy to speak to you and get a more insight into your thoughts on how you're being portrayed this season. And like you say, you're learning, you're growing, and that's what it's about. That's what life's about.
Thank you, baby doll.
Thank you. Well, God bless you and your family, and I'm gonna be tuned in tomorrow.
Okay, me too. Talk to you soon, honey.
Bye.
Bye-bye.